What is going on, everybody? Storm Team 4, Chief Meteorologist Brian Nizansky. The day is Tuesday. The time is roughly 11:45 a.m. And this is Niz Weather Wizdom. The date, as I wipe off my lens, is 3/24. So if you are watching this, obviously you're watching it live now. But if you happen to be watching this stream later on in the afternoon, just remember that it's Tuesday morning. So welcome, everybody. Today we have some pretty quiet weather. And what we're going to get into is the title today is, can we get another big warm-up? Big warm-up potential because we have so much warmth out west. And will we eventually tap in to some of that warmth? So before we get going, I want to encourage anybody who is watching on Facebook after this to head over to my YouTube page. I have a link on the Facebook Live, and subscribe to the YouTube page. You can get streams there as well. If you're watching on YouTube, fantastic. If you have a question, if you have a comment, please fire away, and we'll try to get to any questions or comments here live, or I'll be sure to get back to you in the comment section. Let's see. Do we have a question, comment? Lori says hello. Hey, Lori, how you doing? Sarah says hello. How's it going, Sarah? Tiffany says music, question mark. Yep, that's music, but the music is gone now. Yeah, so let's get right to it. We got plenty to talk about. It has been a very up and down pattern. And yes, maybe it has been a little bit extreme. Hey, Cindy. But, you know, we went from a blizzard last Monday, just over a week ago, to 73 on Saturday, to lows these last couple days in the 20s. So it has been extreme. However, this is March. This is what we get for March. We get these big swings in temperatures. Usually those are accompanied by bigger storm systems and active weather. So let's dive right into it. Here is a map that's through the Climate Prediction Center. And you see out west, it has been extremely warm, like record-shattering warmth. It's backed off a little bit in the last few days, but I mean, like triple-digit heat for March in Phoenix, Vegas, spots that of course are hot, but not that hot for March. It's been crazy. So yeah, that heat is backing off a little bit, but it's still there. So the biggest question for us is, as we get obviously a jet stream in the westerlies, obviously in general, air moves from the west to the east, how much of that warmth can we tap into? Hi, Linda. Thanks for joining. Tammy wants to know, need to paint a porch. When will it be nice enough to do that? Obviously, you need like consistent warmer temperatures probably. I think we're too up and down with cold, especially during the nighttime, to let paint properly cure. Plus, obviously, you need no precipitation, and we have a chance of showers on Thursday. So I would hold off on that. Great question, though. Keep them coming. So yeah. So let's get back to it. Elizabeth, yeah, I got your message in regards to the meteor. I think I wrote back. But yeah, we can talk about the meteor later, but crazy stuff. Thank you for sending that message. There was a meteor. Anybody see it last night around 8:30? Highly visible apparently in southeastern Wisconsin, but I'm still trying to track down a picture or obviously video. Someone's like door cam or something. All right, so let's keep plugging away here. So the big question again is, how much can we access some of this warmth? So let's look at some of the steering currents and the air in place. So what I'm going to use is I'm going to use a computer model, and then we're going to go up 850 millibars. That's high enough in the atmosphere typically that you kind of cancel out any of the smaller scale stuff at the surface, including Lake Michigan. But this will overall give us an idea of if some of that warm air will move in, and then you can see the arrows in the wind. So for us, by looking at this, clearly we are not directly tapping into that warmth. We are tapping into air that's coming from Montana and Canada, not necessarily cold, but not the heat out west. So as we scrub through time here, you're going to see that heat trying to get closer. Eventually by tomorrow afternoon, we're starting to swing in a little bit of that air from like Nevada, Utah, at least Colorado. So we're trying. We don't have a direct path to that heat. And then by Thursday morning, it just is clipping us. See that? So obviously Thursday's a big day. We have Brewers opening day. And I think at least for the first half of the day, we're quite warm, 60s. But eventually a cold front enhanced by Lake Michigan is going to sock us Thursday afternoon. So I could see a scenario where most of the tailgate is mild, dry, and then during the game, the wind shifts. And when you leave the game, you're going to wish you had a coat on. Maybe you're a little warm from a beverage or two. So I hope you guys are following that. You see that time? And then as we head into the weekend, cold air settles in. So the answer based on the last couple maps, to answer the question of the title, will we see another big warm-up? I think we see a decent warm-up here that is pretty brief tomorrow afternoon through Thursday morning. I think we could easily see 60s. Will we see 70s again? That's going to be a little bit tough. Let's look at another, I guess, way of looking at this warmth out west and if we're going to tap into it. Departure from normal. So this is anomaly. Talk, Brian. Basically a departure from normal. The darker reds are like 20 to 25, 30 degrees above normal. You can see how we are slightly above normal today, a little bit more tomorrow. And then Thursday, maybe briefly before getting kind of suppressed with the warmth. And then some cool air settles in for Thursday, Friday. But then we rebound again Saturday into Sunday. So we're still up and down here. Our warmest days look like tomorrow, maybe tomorrow's 60s. And then early Thursday. Let's take a look at the temperatures across the Midwest. Please keep any questions, comments coming in. And then we'll get to those questions and comments at the end. I appreciate it. So current temperatures across the Midwest here. 40 in Milwaukee, but look at Denver. It's 10:53 there, and it's almost 70 degrees. So Denver, clearly getting in on some of that warm air. Not too far away. So let's use the European computer model, and we'll forecast the next several days throughout the Midwest. Then we'll take a deeper dive here in southeastern Wisconsin, a little bit closer. So as we go through the time, today, with the lake, clearly hard to warm up. I think we do crack 50 briefly, but the lake, according to this European computer model, look at Denver, 80 degrees. All right, so then let's go into tomorrow. Tomorrow, we should have less of a lake influence. Look at tomorrow afternoon, well into the 50s, 60 in Chicago, 62 La Crosse, 58. Milwaukee by 4:30. Maybe we get to 60 tomorrow. That looks close. As that warm air tries and tries and tries. And then, according to this European model, Thursday morning, we're at least in the 50s still, if not. But I mean, look at Chicago, early Thursday, 70s. So like if you're like looking for a Brewers tailgate miracle, like 70 degrees, there is a slim chance of that. That air is going to be close. So let's take an even closer look at that. I don't think this HRR will go out far enough, but we'll start with the HRR. Maybe I can find the graph. So here's the HRR, a closer range model. This afternoon, looks like we hit 50, maybe some lower 50s. And as we follow the time, tomorrow, lows tonight, not as cold, 30s. Then tomorrow, well into the 50s. Hey, the HRR's got a 60 tomorrow. That's cool. Way into the 60s. Whoa-wee. Look at that. I got to put some weight into her because it's probably the best short range model we have in the near term. Man, it gets a 70. I don't know if I'll do that. All right, then let's go into Thursday morning. Still 50s to start. I have a feeling it's going to run out. Yeah, the her runs out. But I bet you we squeeze out at least 60 for the tailgate. Let me see if I can find the graph here before we convene and discuss any questions. Bear with me. I got to load up another model here. It's going to take me a second, so you might not see the screen as well as you would prefer. And then we'll make sure that you're able to see what I'm looking at. All right, so graph temperatures. Perfect. Let's see if the graph takes us far enough. It might not. First, let's see what the graph does today and tomorrow. Graph not as warm today. Upper 40s, not quite getting to 50. Graph tomorrow. Whoa, graph is 70 also. Let's go. Okay, now let's see what it does for Thursday. Stays mild. Thursday night. Ooh, graph brings in that northeast breeze early on Thursday. Graph solution is a chilly opening day. 41, 40. But look at Janesville, like 66. Thursday's forecast is tricky. It's a super important day. Really going to depend on when that wind shifts. This graph model has it coming in sooner. I'm going to have to dive in really, really deep into this in the afternoon because I got to time this out perfectly for you guys. Will that warmth hold on for the tailgate? I think the afternoon is looking cold no matter what. But will we squeeze out at least a few hours of a warm tailgate before that wind goes northeast on Thursday? That is the biggest question. And with that, let's see if anybody happens to have any questions, comments, and then I got to get on with my day. Elizabeth, yep, I saw the meteor. Well, I didn't see it personally, but I saw your message. And yeah, if you come across anybody with video, photos, please have them send them to us. The easiest way to send photos to us is tmj4.com/share. That's tmj4.com/share is by far the easiest way if you have a weather video or photo for us to get that photo to air without having to like go through emails and all the other stuff. So please, yeah. Yeah, I don't have that graphic up. Let's, any questions, any comments coming in? I appreciate everybody for joining us. I hope you have an awesome day. You're right, Linda. Looks like a typical Wisconsin spring. You're exactly right. I mean, yes, we've had the peaks, the craziness, but this is March. This is what happens. We get some crappy days, some cold days, some warm days. That's what it is. Hey, Laura, you got a question? Brian, need mild and dry for Saturday. Up by you and the boys for our Easter celebration. Ooh, fun. Saturday looks dry. Could be still a little bit on the cooler side, 40s, 50s maybe. But Sunday is knocking on the door, 60 again. But it looks decent. Looks better. Awesome. Well, you guys have an awesome day. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you next time.